Hello there. So I'm Rosa, and I like to do alternative makeup. That's pretty much the main thing for this channel. Um, I figured I've been playing with makeup for many years. Ever since I was a small child, I had a fascination with makeup, and I wasn't allowed to play with it for a very long time. So naturally, when I was able to play with makeup, it made me want to like really, really use it because I'd never been allowed to use it before. Anytime I had managed to use it, I was always in trouble for it. So I think that's part of what's added to my love of makeup. I think it's definitely added to me loving alternative makeup, makeup that typically would not be everyday wear for a lot of people. But for me, I enjoy it, and I'm fortunate enough that I can wear it regularly. So I thought that I would do some videos on this channel showing you how I like to do my makeup. And I'm not a makeup artist. I do a lot of things that makeup artists don't do. I am not as stringent about taking care of my tools as makeup artists are. So please, anything that I do or say, take with a grain of salt, and with the knowledge that I am not licensed or in any way. But I have watched hours and hours and hours of makeup videos to try and do well. I spend a lot of time doing my makeup. I have been doing it for years, and I hope that there's something that anyone can take out of these. To start, I'm gonna have to take this off, which is just shame because I personally love what I did today, but I want to do a Christmas inspired makeup look, and today I'm leaning towards a green makeup look, and I think that that's going to be probably maybe I'll do a couple of Christmas or holiday themed makeup looks so that, you know, just to honor the season that we're starting with. And I'm gonna start with the green one. So the first thing that I have to do is wash my face. Okay, so we have a clean base now. So the first thing that I do whenever I'm doing my makeup routine is I moisturize. I like the Ultra Repair Cream by First Aid Beauty. So I'm gonna take a generous amount. Then I'm gonna put on some chapstick. This is just an EOS one. It might be birthday cake. I'm not sure. I have a bunch of EOS chapsticks. I really like the 4-packs that come with a bunch of different flavors. So we have our base. Well, we have our skin taken care of now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is find some greens that I want to work with and then go based off that. So right off the bat, I'm finding myself drawn to one of my Norvina palettes, the mini ones. I like the greens that are in here, like especially this bottom one. The sparkly green is really, really beautiful, so I'm gonna keep that one on the side right now. I do also have the Morphe Artistry palette 35M, and I'm drawn to a lot of these greens. I don't like how like army green a lot of them are, you know, how they have like that grinchy color, but we'll see if we lean towards any of those. So I have two more palettes that I'm going to bring out. So one of them is this Aether Beauty palette. It has this really pretty peacock green. It looks a little more blue on camera, but in person, it looks very green. And then I have my Beauty Bay Earthy palette, and this has a lot of stuff for us to work with. I do love my Beauty Bay palettes. The only problem that I have with them is I have some oily lids, so the creases of my eyes tend to break up makeup. The Beauty Bay one is one that I've noticed breaks up faster. A lot of my makeup won't break up, but it's very specific ones that don't. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my lid. Sorry, it's so bright in here. This is my Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. I like to use this for colors that aren't very bright, and I find that greens for me are dark enough that I don't have to use a white eyeshadow base, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. On days that I do more normal makeup, I tend to do my base first, my foundation, then I do my eyeshadow, just because then obviously it's going to blend a little bit better if you do it that way. But if I'm doing stuff that I know is going to have a lot of fallout, like a lot of my greens have some fallout, then I like to do my eyes first, at least the eyeshadow, so that any fallout that does happen, I can just wipe it away with a makeup wipe, and then I can do my base and it'll be flawless, because that's really important when you're working with a lot of dark and pigmented colors. If it gets mixed in, or if you get fallout, it's going to be really hard to cover that up even with a really good concealer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this middle green here as like the crease color for my eye. I'm going to do a black base, then I'm going to use this dark green glitter, possibly like up to the center of my eye. And then I'm going to go into the Anastasia palette that I had, and I'm going to use the green glitter on my inner corner of my eye. So to start, I'm going to do the green that's going to be the crease color. So I don't know what brush this is. It's very dirty. Sorry about that. It's just one that I got for like $1 from Big Lots. But I do have good brushes, I really do, but the reason why this brush has stayed in my collection is because despite the fact that it was only $1, it, in my opinion, is very soft, very fluffy, and I really like the way my makeup looks when I use it. Now that I have it on my crease, I'm gonna go ahead and go under the eye with the same color. And again, it's this middle one. This middle one. And I'm actually gonna like bend my brush kind of like this. I should get a different brush, but I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, but I do have some fallout on this eye especially, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that before I move any further. We look crazy. That's very normal for the starting and middle phase of my makeup looks. It usually doesn't look good until the very end step, so I'm very much a trust the process kind of makeup person. I'm going into that Morphe palette, and I'm going to use this color here on the lid of my eye. And I just like to use my fingers with these because they're kind of like a putty color. Just tapping where I want the edge to be softer. We're gonna soften it out anyways, with the green again, because we want it to stay pigmented. Now that I have the black on, I'm gonna go ahead and go over the edge with the green again. It's gonna look crazy, that's okay. Might do another layer of the black, but like try to keep it from going as far out. We have the black on, we have the outer edge green again, so I'm going to get this shiny green up here. Oh, yes. And I'm actually going to do the inner corner and then kind of soften it out. We're not doing it on the actual inner corner, we're doing it like still on the lid, but in like really right next to the inner corner. Because on the inner corner we're going to do a different green. I love how like, look how beautiful that green is. Like, it is sparkly. I love the texture. It is very, I don't know, it's a little more chunky than a lot of shiny ones tend to be, and I love that. Alright, I'm gonna get it into the same black, and I'm gonna very carefully just do this outer corner, and then like very softly try to buff it into the other color. Oh, that came out perfect. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now, you might not be happy with this particular black with the green if you don't want your entire lid to be shiny. I'm okay with like my outer corner being shiny as well as like everything else. But if you were going to do something that wasn't shiny, then instead you could just do like a matte black like this, and it would come out perfectly fine. I just personally like the shiny black. Merry Christmas. I'm going into the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm going to get to this green right here, and I'm going to do just the inner corner with my pinky with it. That is blinding beautiful. My eyeshadow is done. I'm going to do my eyeliner after I do my foundation, and then probably some glitter down here as well, because I like to do my glitter. What I use is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Satin Liquid Foundation. I have like combination skin, so I'll get like patches that are oily, especially in my T-zone, really bad like on my forehead, but then I get like dry patches as well, like on my cheeks. I've really liked this foundation. It's if you like a full coverage foundation, this one might not be your speed. It's more of a mid coverage foundation. I really like the way that it feels on my skin. I really like the texture that I have when I use it, and I like the way that it lasts through the day for me. I know it looks really pale, but I work overnight, so I do not see the sun. I do like half a pump on the forehead. I'm gonna put my wig back. So with this foundation, I like to use a foundation brush. I've used a sponge with it before, but I didn't like how it turned out. I felt like it was really patchy. And when I use the brush, I always get it really even. Now, by the eyeshadow, I just use the very tip and I angle it down like this, where I'm just using this little corner, and I just dab it. I don't use concealer. With how bad the texture under my eyes are, I feel like it always looks worse for me. I haven't found a concealer that I like yet for my under eyes, and I feel like I don't need a concealer, especially like when I add highlight. So that's a step that I skip, but of course, if you use concealer, you would use it probably at this point. And you would have to be very, very careful about where the eyeshadow is. Possibly, okay, if I was the kind of person who used concealer, I would probably use it under my eyes before I did my eyeshadow, and then I would do my foundation afterwards as well, because of the way that I like to be able to clean up eyeshadow. So this is where a lot of y'all are, I'm going to lose a lot of y'all, and that's completely okay. I do my contour and like the outside of my face, instead of using bronzer or using a contour color, I use blush, and it is crazy. It looks crazy at first. It sounds really crazy. The first time I did it, I was just playing around. I know people do it. I know it is starting to make rounds on the internet, but I know it's not very common like in comparison. So you may not want to do it with all eye looks. Different eyeshadows are going to call for a different blush. It's not like having like a universal bronzer or a universal contour color that you like to use. So keep that in mind if you do decide to also use blush to contour. So for something like this, that green and pink are very easy colors to pair together, but I'm not going to use a very bright pink, just because since there's already so much color here, I want my eyes to stick out and not to, you know, have like crazy colors all over the place. So I'm going to use one of my more muted blushes that I have. So this is my Lorac Buildable Blush Matte in Aura. It is, as you can see, it's a very muted blush. Definitely doesn't stand out against the color very much, so I don't think it's going to fight it like the way the blush that I typically like to use does. The blush that I usually use is the one that comes in the Too Faced Cinnamon Bear palette. It's this really bright pink blush. It's a very cute, it's a very sweet blush. I really love it, but it's a very shiny one. So again, that's something that a lot of people, even people who do feel comfortable contouring with blush, they might not like it, and to be honest, I could probably stand to find a different blush to contour with just because of the shininess it takes away from the contouring. But it's just so precious. It's such a cute pink, but we're not using it today. Just starting at the temples for me. We're gonna adjust the wig afterwards. So very gently sweeping it over the forehead, over the hairline, carving the sides of my face. And I obviously have a lot more on my face than some people do, which is fine. Just because I'm a little overweight, of course. So then I'm gonna start under my chin here, and I'm going to sweep it like that and then blend it down. And then over the jawline, we want to do over and under the jaw. It just depends on how you like to shape your face. This is how I like to shape mine. And then under my cheekbone. I look crazy right now, but that's okay. And then I like to do it in this little spot on my nose. And then I like to have it come out just a little bit, very softly. Okay, I'm gonna blend it out before I add highlight on. I like to use this fluffy brush. I do not know the brand. It says RT on the blush. It says number 27. Okay, so we're all blended out. It's gonna be a lot less harsh once I put the highlight on and the powder, so just bear with me. So obviously I like Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have one of her glow kits. I like to use this shade Starburst right here with my skin tone. And again, this is another brush by that same RT brand. This one is 29. I like using this one for my highlight, for my shimmer highlight. I do have a different brush by them that I like using for like glitter over the highlights. We're just doing this on the top half of the cheekbone. And if you wanted, you could stop doing highlight there. I'm gonna do it on my nose tip. I'm gonna do it over my lip. Very gently over the Cupid's bow. And then I'm going to do it just over the center of my eyebrows. Very softly. We want it more blinding here, but not so much up here. So if you can like do it down here and then use the leftovers on the brush to do the highlight up here, that is ideal. That's what's going to look the best for most people, especially if you do have more texture on your forehead. I'm also going to use the same color and do it just under my eyebrow. I haven't filled them in yet, obviously. Not everybody's going to want to do this either. I know this is a little bit of a dated technique, but if you're going for a more glowy look, then this is just a fun little touch. And if you feel like this is kind of getting muddy up here, then it might help with that as well. Or adding more foundation to the upper part of your eyelid would. It's by Isme, New York. I don't know what shade it is, but if you can tell. It's a rather dark one. My natural hair is really dark. I bleach it pink, but my eyebrows are dark, so I stick with a dark eyebrow color. Now, if you want to do a lighter eyebrow color, you could go over your eyebrows in glue. You could just go over it in you could go over them just in like a clear pomade and then like give it a second and then go over that with whatever color you wanted to do. It's up to you. So I like to start with doing both my outer corners. I'm just following the shape of my eye. I like to do it straight up top and then give it like a little teeny corner right here. This side I don't usually get as straight. But it was nice to meet today. I'm gonna sweep the color on the lower part and try to have it fade out once you get to the front edge. So this is one of those looks that has so much black in it that I don't like to use a pencil on the inner part of my eye. I like to use a powder. Now we can do the eyeliner. I have two eyeliners that I use to do winged eyeliner. I have this one by Urban Decay, the Perversion eyeliner, and then I have this one by KVD Beauty, the tattoo liner. The Urban Decay one is very shiny. It's a very reflective black, so because of how shiny the eye already is, I'm not going to use this one. So we're going to go for the tattoo liner that's more of a matte black. So for me personally, I like to take my eyeliner past my eyebrows. You should go with whatever you're most comfortable with. What I like to do is I like to start with the bottom line first, and I like to reflect it on both eyes before I move further. So now we're going to go ahead and take the outer and take the top part and line it in. Now, if you wanted to, you could have it where it doesn't go all over the eye. You could have it just blend into the black that's already on your eyelid and not go to where the green is. I'm going to fill in the other eye before I decide how I feel. I think that with this look, that's what I'm actually going to do. So before I do the glitter, I want to do the mascara, just because it's really easy to knock glitters off with the mascara brush. So I like to do it before so that I don't do that, and so that I also don't, like, if I'm doing like a lighter glitter, so I don't get the mascara all over them. So I like to do glittered tears. You can honestly follow your heart with how you want to do glitter, if you even want to do it at all. It's not for everybody. I know there are very valid reasons for not enjoying the use of glitter. I just have it and I enjoy using it. So I liked taking it down the center of my eye, going down a fair bit. Now, if I had a green glitter, I would absolutely use that, but since I don't, it is just a no-name Amazon glitter. What to do is I like to spray my finger and then I'll dip my finger into the glitter. This is just Flower Cosmetics setting spray. That's the look. So the glitter could very easily be taken out of this if you wanted something that was a little bit more wearable. You could definitely replace the black with brown, and you could do a smaller eyeliner, but I really just love how bold and fun this is. I think that this is something that I personally just feel happier wearing out. I'm really happy with the blush contour. I think it looks very sweet. I think it works with the green and it doesn't really fight it for the show. So that's gonna go ahead and be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want more wearable looks? I can do those too. This is just where my heart leads me to do my makeup, what I have the most fun with. But I definitely have a couple of plans. I want to do a New Year's look that's more gold. I was thinking like a silvery, icy white look. And some extreme like eyeliners that are like very different from this. So I'm excited for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Bye!